kind of weird that QE always runs away whenever I come into the Discord.
He never ran away from
you,
you, bro.
Fucking down. He beat you down, and you couldn't handle it because you just keep saying no, you're wrong, yo, no, that's wrong. You fucking moron.
Just like you did to me.
How did he beat me down? Because I don't think that how did he beat me down? Because I don't think that yelling at somebody.
You're a moron, and you just don't realize that you have been beaten down. You're in a 24/7 Flat Earth Discord, dude.
Yeah, but being
End of story.
Being yelled at.
End of story. You're a fool for coming in here and trying to even change any of our minds.
Well, I know you. I know I can't.
We're past it, fool.
Well, I know you can't. I can't change your minds. Well, maybe somebody I could. Maybe not yours. Jesus Christ. I know I can't.
I'll be here all week.
I know I can't
real
change
these guys.
You
came into a 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. We're not going to change our mind anytime soon.
That gets us.
With the information that you provide that we already fucking have.
Somebody might.
Just go do you.
No, we won't. I'm already telling you, we won't. You already come in with the same shit every single day, not talking about anything different. Nothing different. You have nothing to bring to the table. Nothing. And you say that we're wrong.
Yeah, you're objectively, provably wrong. Yes, you're objectively, provably wrong.
No, you're a moron. That's all it is.
You're like,
I don't know.
No, you can't. You can't
keep
prove.
disconnecting and reconnecting. I don't know.
I am.
Why do you keep disconnecting and reconnecting?
I'm not. I'm being kicked.
Huh?
I said I'm being kicked.
Apparently, you like being kicked.
Well, Discord was fucking up early. The whole lobby got kicked.
Oh yeah, the lobby was like not loading for me.
Yeah, it was fucking with me too.
Being removed from a chat is not being physically abused.
Here.
So
No, if you were removed, you wouldn't be able to come back. What are you talking about?
Hold on, let me. I just looked at the audit log, Brendan. Your shit's glitching. Nobody's kicking you.
I don't know what.
Okay, Battle. I'll take that. Then maybe it's bad on my end or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Discord just busted out like 6 updates at once, so they're having problems right now.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But I look at the audit logs because I don't know
It would
what.
say that you were booted. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like it's unusual.
And Aether 9000 is going nuts right now. The bots. So there's like error messages coming off of him, which is really weird.
So, any evidence of a flat Earth?
There's no evidence of a globe.
No, I'd like evidence for a flat Earth. And do you have
Well, it's flat outside. We see it every day. It's flat when I step outside my door, when I fly my plane. Yeah, it's flat. They use fisheye lens with every one of their other clips. You see it. You see the shape of the Earth bending in every single one of those high altitude fucking videos. And you still say it's a fixed object. Those curves should not move.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
You never look at NASA's film like we do, because your brain is just so small that it just accepts everything it sees.
Part of being dishonest is ignoring the obvious.
Exactly. And yes, we have shown it to you multiple times, but you don't listen, you don't watch it, and I'm going to post it again, just so that you can see it. It's the Felix one that everyone says is the curve of the Earth, yet it's moving into space.
And then
The moving of the
ISS and
curve should never happen. It should never move at all if it's a real curve.
What do you mean the curve shouldn't move? Nobody
Oh
thinks
my God, you're a
Nobody
fucking
thinks-
moron. Look at
Nope.
the picture.
there's no.
Oh, I'm in the Coliseum. Sorry, my bad. I was in the Coliseum. Oh, shit. That one right there. The Felix one where it shows it's curving into space. And then it comes back. It curves back. It's
Yeah,
a fixed object. It
I would
shouldn't
not-
curve. Shouldn't
I would-
curve. Shouldn't curve.
I would not use.
Shouldn't curve out in space.
I would not.
Shouldn't curve like that.
I would not use the Felix Baumgartner as.
Oh
as
my
proof.
God. Yes, everyone does. They even
No.
said it in the Felix Baumgartner that it's the curve of the Earth.
I
They
would.
even said that.
I don't care. I wouldn't use that.
I know you don't care. You don't. You just overlook it. That's how blind you are.
What am I overlooking,
How high they are.
dude? That's it, dude. That's a fisheye lens. So of course there's lots
Oh
of
my
curvature
God.
in it.
Yes, but they use that same fucking tactic in every single one of their clips, even the NASA fucking stream. The ISS stream is, you can see them when they move the fucking camera, the Earth curve moves. It should never move at all. You are overlooking that. That is one fact everyone is overlooking. The curve is a fixed object and it should never move in any camera, in any film, in any clip. It should stay like a curve the whole time if it's real, but it's not.
No, that's
It's
just
all fisheye lens to prove to you that
Yes.
you're an idiot.
No, that's
You believe anything.
that's an artifact of the lens. But there are.
No, it's not. It's not. You believe at NASA, the ISS is up in space and it has the big old curve. When they move the damn camera, it moves the curve as well. That is a fisheye bullshit lens. They are faking it even up there.
Yeah, that's
If
just the
it
nature.
doesn't move with the naked eye, why is it
That's
moving
just-
with
That's
a
just
lens?
the nature.
Beautiful.
Because it's
There
a
it
lens.
is.
Because it's a lens.
You're a fucking moron. They say it's the curve, though, you dick.
Yeah, there's
You're
plenty.
not
of,
listening.
There's plenty of photographs that do not involve.
Of photographs, because they are all fisheye lens. The curve is not there.
No, they're not all.
It's all
fisheye.
fisheye lens, dude.
No, they're not. They're not all. They're not
Single
all.
one of them is fisheye lens, man. You
Not
can't
all of 'em.
disprove that.
Not all of them are fisheye lenses.
Yes, all of them are. Every single one.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And you're a lying sack of shit because you see it every single time you look at any of those clips. Whenever you see a curve, it's a fisheye lens. It's 100% proven. Because the curve should never fucking move. It shouldn't move. It shouldn't move. It shouldn't fucking move at all. It shouldn't move at all. And you know it. You fucking know it.
Take it.
Take it fucking for a reason.
This image is not taken with the fisheye lens and shows curvature.
Yeah, that's 100% fisheye lens.
No, it was taken with the Hasselblad 70
That's a
millimeter
100% fisheye lens.
lens. No, it's not. No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It was taken with the Hasselblad.
Yes, it is. You don't know lenses then. You don't know lenses then.
It was taken
That's
with the
100%
Hasselblad.
fisheye lens.
No, it isn't.
That's a fisheye lens. I'm going to keep saying it because
What's
I know
your citation?
it's a fisheye lens.
What's your citation?
There is no curve. The curve will not ever move if there was one that is real. If you do not get that in your head, then you are a lying sack of shit to everyone.
What's your citation that the Gemini 10 image here, taken in 1966, was made by a fisheye lens and not the Hasselblad, which is on display at the Smithsonian? What is your evidence that this is a fisheye lens?
Brenda, you're never going to concede anything anyway, are you? Do you not even admit that like some things look dodgy and some things look a bit too fucking bit weird and that?
Broomy, do you see the...
Why? Why is it moving, dude? Tell me that.
It's not moving. This is a still image. Broomy.
But they're telling you in the ISS station that it is the curve, dude. It is the curve of the Earth. It's not a lens. They say it's real.
Yes,
Yet
it is.
it's not a fish. You're mind blown, dude, because you know it's true. It's all fake, dude. It's all fucking fisheye lens. Every single clip that they have from high altitude is been fisheye lens, except for the real ones that use corrective lensing or non-existing fisheye lens. I mean, they are there. I mean, because the curve doesn't move. The fucking flat Earth doesn't move.
This image was taken with a Hasselblad. It was not a fisheye lens.
I want a citation for that one.
I got this. This is from the NASA's website. It's Gemini 10.
NASA's
it's Gemini
website.
10.
They're
launched
gonna lie to you, you idiot.
1966. Gemini
Can I just
10.
ban him, please? Because I don't want to deal with this anymore. He's just lying to everyone in here.
Well, how am I lying? You can't prove that.
I have proved it already.
No, you
100%.
just say things. You just
yes,
say
I
things.
did. And you're just overlooking it. I've proved it 100%. And everyone knows it.
You just shout really loud. That's all you do.
No, I showed you that it
let me try.
over and over
Let me try
again.
this. Let me try this, bro. How do you verify that photo was actually taken with the camera that they say it was taken?
Exactly.
Where they say it was taken? How do you verify that?
Well, one way would be to go to the Smithsonian and inspect the camera that's on display, right? And inspect
my gosh.
And inspect
Yeah, they're gonna let us
film.
do that, right?
Hold on,
Yeah.
bro. Let her finish because I really want to tear this apart.
And
So-
you could inspect the film, which I'm sure that they probably have in storage or something like that, archived, right? That's how you would do it.
So you inspect that. How are you going to verify it was taken from where? I don't care about the camera or the film. I want verification it was taken from where it was said to be taken.
Well, what would you accept?
What do you mean? What would I accept?
Well, I kind of have the feeling you're just going to raise the bar so high that it's not possible to verify.
I'm not raising the bar. I'm not raising any bar. I'm not kicking any goalposts. I'm attempting to verify this camera you said took this image from this place actually did. How would one verify?
The way that
you tell.
Yeah, the way what's good enough for me is simply the fact that there is on the Smithsonian website at least I saw it.
You can go look at it. Nobody's arguing that.
Yeah. No, it's a picture of the camera that was used to take the photographs.
Well, that doesn't prove anything scientifically.
It's pretty good, right? Because at some point you're just going to have to. It's like with evidence used at a trial, right? You have a paper trail.
We're not talking about law. We're talking about reality. We're not talking. Listen, you can be beaten in the court of law by the preponderance of the evidence, yes, but not in science. Majority doesn't mean shit.
Well, in science, you have to basically provide a documentation or records, and I'm sure that there are records of all the photographs they took on this.
Does that verify this?
I'm sure it is.
I want to verify this. Listen, I want to know this camera went to space and took this image. How would you prove this to me? You're dancing around it. You can't prove it to me.
I think you're just raising the bar.
You can't prove it to me. You accept it based on faith, and you know it. No, I'm not raising the bar. That's where the fucking bar was to begin with. Verify it was where it was at when it took the image.
I accept it, Battle Spartan. I accept it based on trust. If you want to call that
there faith, it is.
That's faith. What do you think faith is?
Yes.
Based on trust.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you for not lying.
Right. so
I
you
never
would-
lie. I never lie. I always
You're
tell the
full of
truth.
shit. Just right now, you're
Well,
lying.
here. Now hold up.
He just is.
Hold up now.
I
Hold
just
up.
told you.
Listen, I want to make this distinction for you. See, that's the difference between you and I. My standard of evidence, no qualifier. Faith can never be a qualifier. Only if we're talking about my Father in heaven.
Well, that's a different kind of faith, Battle Spartan. I'm talking
Not
about.
exactly.
I'm talking about, like, say, trusting. So if I want to know, say my sister goes to Paris, France, and she
I'm trusting other men. I'm trusting other
yeah.
men there, bro.
That's what I'm talking
They brought me
about.
the word of the Lord here, right?
You
So-
blindly trust them.
So if
Yeah,
my
I-
sister, just let me get this out. If my sister takes a picture of her on a
You're really
vacation,
stupid.
on a
You know,
vacation
you're-
at the Eiffel Tower, I trust.
Yeah.
I
You
trust her.
your sister was there.
But you
Right.
can go verify that.
Right, and
you
I-
can actually go and verify that, though, Brenda.
I can't- no,
you
I
can
can't.
go verify that, Brenda.
No.
Can you
I
go to
can't.
space and verify it?
Why
Yes.
are you yelling?
Yes.
It's amazing
I can.
that you can't. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and go to space, please.
Well,
go to
I
space.
can't go.
I
I can't go to. I can't go to Paris either.
I can. I can
I
go
can't.
verify it,
I don't have the
repeat
mo-
it, and test it.
I don't have the money. I don't have a car. I don't have the money to go there. There's no
Oh
way
my
I could
gosh,
go there.
you are a fool.
You take a
point
cab to
is-
the airport.
The point is,
Maybe if NASA wasn't taking $62 million a day, maybe if NASA wasn't taking $62 million a day, how much more money do you
Yep.
think you have?
When I get my money back from Verizon Wireless,
That's
Virgin
peanuts.
Galactic, I'll let
That's
it go.
peanuts.
Fake base.
The military probably spends more than 62 million a day on toilet paper.
Yeah, but that doesn't prove anything. The
Well, it
military
just proves that
protects.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
proves that it's
Listen,
peanuts. It's
Listen, bro,
peanuts.
if I want to wipe my ass with silky toilet paper in the field of battle while you sit your bitch ass at home and defend your nation, I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
So
But when
getting
you're
back
my
to faith,
reality, it's
getting
about
back-
that which is concrete and repeatable, testable, and verifiable.
yes, going and this photograph is repeatable. You could go there and take that picture again.
Yeah. If you have fisheye lens
That
with you.
is an assertion.
So is Bigfoot up there.
Yes,
Backed
there
by
were
no
multiple. There wasn't just Gemini 10. There were other missions before that. There were 9 missions before
Amazing. All
mission
fisheye
10.
lens.
So listen,
Yeah.
there's 9 missions we can't verify. What's that tell you?
Yes, you can
Is that a
verify it.
preponderance that- No, you can't.
Yes, you can, and we have the photographs.
you
we have
cannot.
photographs from those
They
missions.
deleted it.
We have
We
the
just covered
photographs.
this. Net.
Huey already destroyed you regarding
To
this. I mean,
verify
this was
the mission, you had to verify the
was
photograph. To
what-
verify the photograph, you have to actually fucking
We
go there
can
and check
verify.
and repeat it.
We
This
can
is
verify
what
them. We
Huey
can.
No,
explained to
you
you.
can't.
This is what
We
Huey
can't.
explained to you whenever
lying.
he showed you
You're
the
living in a
lying
citation.
again.
fairy tale.
Goes right back to the lie.
Whenever he showed you the citation stating that entropy does occur in a open or closed system.
Yes,
It
but-
happens in both. Right. So
Does-
why wouldn't entropy be increasing
Is
in
entropy
your model?
is entropy increasing on Earth in living systems, in living organisms?
What?
People die at a younger age than they did when I was a kid.
Is entropy
Yeah,
increasing
entropy
with
happens.
living organisms on
happening,
Earth? No, entropy is not. Entropy is living organisms. In fact, go against the law
Energy.
of thermodynamics.
Actually, they don't. They die.
Yeah.
No,
we
they,
all die.
they actually do.
they-
They actually
they-
do go against the law of thermodynamics.
They
violate
die.
it. They violate it, and the reason why is because we have energy coming in from the sun, which is feeding plants.
It's
and
not
then-
a violation of
and
the,
then-
listen,
and then we
it's
eat
not
the
a
plants.
violation of the second law.
because it's not. It's an open
He's a
system.
parrot, guys.
Because it's an
Yeah.
open system. That's why.
She's asserting that no, we already showed you the citation stating that it happens
You,
in
you
a
haven't
open
read the
system.
whole. Yes. There can
Show us
be.
that. Show us. Show
there
us
can
it.
be. there
Show
can-
us.
there
Show us
can-
the citation that we haven't read. The whole
Have
thing.
you read the whole entry?
Yeah, show
No,
us.
you haven't
I'm
read the whole
asking you.
entry.
I'm
He thinks
asking
that
you to
we
show
haven't.
me.
You haven't read the whole entry.
Just an hour ago, Brenda, you did not
On
know
Earth.
that entropy happens in an open system. You were saying that it doesn't.
Yeah, it
And
doesn't.
now you're going to try to tell me what I haven't read?
It can happen
Show me.
it can happen within,
Show
for
me.
instance, within my coffee cup, right? There's entropy in my coffee cup, right? But I'm talking about organic life on Earth goes against Jesus fucking Christ. I keep dropping
I
out.
I just don't understand the fact that the lies, though. I mean,
Well, let me point this out while I got a
everything.
chance. That we
I know.
actually got her concede that nothing's verifiable when it comes to that. Then she went right back to we
I'll
can
do
verify
better.
all of it.
I'll do better than that.
She just
And
keeps
it,
It's a
it
parody.
requires faith. It requires faith or
Battle
belief.
Spartan, I'll do
Correct.
Battle Spartan. I'll do better than that. I will tell you that science is based
Telling
on,
us.
is
Thank
based.
you for telling us.
Yes.
Hold up.
Let me finish.
Hey,
Science.
come on.
Science is based on faith. It's based on trust.
Some science, yes, not all science.
It says
No,
philosophy.
all science.
I
is
think you're
based
confusing
on
science
faith.
with scientism.
Oh,
No,
hold up, man.
No, all science
No.
is based on faith. We understand as being based on trust.
So faith and trust is when I've showed you a demonstrable fact and used science to do it. When we demonstrate it, repeat it over and over again, that's faith.
Yes.
Such as my combustion motor. That's
Yes.
built on faith? Or is
Yes.
it built on the application of knowledge?
Knowledge is a justified belief, and belief is based on faith.
It's proper to believe that which you can demonstrate.
So the fact that your car starts every morning doesn't mean it will start tomorrow morning. You started out. It's based on
No,
faith. It's based on the faith that
The
the
fact
laws
that, listen,
that the laws of nature will be
You-
the
you don't
same
wanna go
tomorrow
there.
as the, you have faith. We all have faith that the laws of nature will be the same tomorrow as
No.
they are today. That's faith.
no, I understand how atmospheric pressure and the laws of nature apply to my combustion
No,
motor.
you have
So if-
faith. You have faith in those laws. You have faith.
I don't. I have faith in the fact that if our environmental conditions change, we'll find a new way to combust stuff. We'll still have
Well,
combustion motor.
Well, maybe not. I mean, the laws of nature could change tomorrow. You don't know.
Well, they could.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
see,
that's-
water only
faith.
boils at a certain temperature at sea level.
Yes,
You go to
that's-
higher
yes.
elevation, it changes because it's directly related to atmospheric pressure.
I agree.
I get all that.
I agree. That's all based on faith.
But guess
though.
what?
It's based
We
on,
know all that through application, not faith.
No, we have faith that the laws of nature, the laws of chemistry will remain the
No.
same. Yeah, we do.
Nothing we do
No,
here
no,
is based
listen,
on faith. Nothing we do.
Stop.
Okay.
Here, listen, change is the only constant in the universe. Only constant. I don't have faith the laws of nature will stay the same. I don't have faith that the laws of nature are uniform. You're wrong in that. We don't have faith.
No,
You
you have-
can't use the royal we when you're talking about humanity because not all people agree with you.
You have faith that when you reach out to open a door, the door won't just dissolve in your hands. So yes, you do have faith.
Well, that depends who built the fucking door. I might not have that faith.
Well, it could just be like in the Avengers movies. Everything could just, turn into dust. I mean, you don't know. We have a belief that we have faith in that the laws and regularities we observe will remain the same, but we have no proof that it will.
I don't have that faith. I don't have that faith because the only law that I see in nature is change.
Well,
Everything else is subject to that.
we observe regularities that don't change, but we have faith that they will remain as regular as they have been in the past. But you can't prove the future by appealing to the past. We can show inductively that the law of causality works, but we can't prove the law of causality. It's just constant conjunction, as they say. The causal nature of the universe is based
Sounds like
on
constant
faith.
contradiction to me.
So this is just Hume and the theory of inductive reasoning, which says that we cannot know with certainty that because the sun has always risen, it will rise tomorrow. We can't know that for certain.
Right.
Right. We have faith.
I'm
we have
hip.
faith. We have faith. We trust that the laws will remain the same as they always have been. So I'm giving you quite a lot that not all Globers will give you. A lot of Globers might disagree with me on what I just said. And you can clip this for all I care. I'll stand by it.
It's been pointed out, though, time and time again, that you're having faith in people that are known and proven to be liars, for one. And so you're having faith in something, you just like having faith in some people who are known liars.
Who is that?
Do you think Stanley is a liar?
I have no reason to believe that he is a liar, no.
We've measured water to be flat in all directions over open water.
I really hate that.
I've
There's
never
there's no declination, so your geometry has been falsified.
who did
By
I'm not
direct.
aware. I'm not aware
Why?
of this.
Don't interrupt me. By direct empirical evidence
Black Swan.
from
Such
the
as-
scientific method.
Sure. I'm not aware of this
Exact
Swan.
Exact measurements. Your ball says you're on a globe with a 3,959 mile diameter or
30
radius, right?
Yes, 3959 radius, yes.
And when we do your math for the globe for that size, we are seeing too far.
No, that's not true. We're not
Time
seeing
and
too
time
far.
again.
We don't
Here
see
we go
too
again,
far
folks.
because
We do. Chicago from Michigan, 52
No,
miles. Milwaukee from
that's
Michigan,
looming.
68,
That's
68
refraction.
miles.
That's refraction. That's
Mountains.
refraction.
44
Listen,
minutes past Seattle.
looming is where an object appears to loom above the horizon. It never even touches the ground. There's a clear gap between the surface and the loomed object. So, no.
Not always.
Yes.
So if
It
you
looms. Listen.
Looming
to
and
loom
refraction.
means that. Listen, I'm going to define the word looming for you. To loom in the middle of, to hang, to appear suspended. Loom. To hang around. When you loom, you seem to loom in the sky. You know what that means? The image appears. It's a ghost image in the sky. You guys use
Yeah.
looming out of context.
No,
And
we're-
looming is more prevalent in areas where it's ice cold waters and warm winds, warm airs.
Yeah, when I'm saying looming,
Not-
I don't mean
Not in tropical environments. That's where you get sinking.
when I'm mentioning looming, I'm not saying that things hang around. I'm using it in the scientific sense. It's one of the
It's in the
effects.
word. Looming.
It's one of the effects of refraction. I'm not
It
using
is. It's one of the 4 effects, and there's actually 5. But stooping,
Yes.
seeping,
Yes.
looming, sinking. So you guys say
Yes.
that the bottom of that boat's gone. That's not refraction, even though we have sinking and we can demonstrate it is refraction. You say that's curvature, and then when it appears at a distance, you can't see it. Well, then it's looming, but it's not looming. It's in the definition of looming. Try reading it sometime from beginning to end.
It's not-
Objects appear to loom above the horizon. You can put whatever horizon you want before that. Looming doesn't extend the horizon.
Yeah, it actually does, and the black swan
No,
image is a good example of looming.
Listen, looming doesn't extend the horizon. It's both said to bring things from up behind the horizon up into your view. It shortens the distance to the horizon. Doesn't extend it.
Yeah, it looms up the water that's beyond the hilltop
The
platforms.
Sagadaw.
It looms up the water behind them, behind
You
the
would
platforms.
expect in the So the water in that image isn't floating above the water. For there to be a loomed horizon, I can show you a picture of this. There would be a horizon, you would see the horizon, then you would see another horizon floating right above it. You're just saying it's stacked horizons on horizons. No, there would be a clear gap of sky in between there, wherein one is loomed above the water and one is the actual parent that you see.
Well,
Where is that in this? Where is
so-
that in the black swan image?
Right. So the black swan argument is a straw man because the globe model does not say that the horizon cannot be
Oh,
beyond
my gosh.
the geometric
When
horizon.
tested and
Listen.
verifiable.
Oh, hold up, Justin, hold up. It's not based on the globe model, it's based on the geometry. Geometry says it, that the geometric horizon can only be so far if you're viewing on the sphere.
Yes. But
That's geometry.
the globe model does not say that the apparent horizon can't be beyond the geometric
Listen,
horizon.
it does when it says a given radius for your GSW84 model. It gives the radius, and then geometry does the rest.
No, I agree.
Otherwise,
that there's
listen,
more than
otherwise we wouldn't have line of sight curve calculators. Period.
right. Well, so the curve calculators specifically say not to use them when the point of view is close to large bodies of water. And the black swan image was taken a
What
foot
the
and a half.
hell?
Hold on,
foot
I'm
and a
gonna
half,
cover that.
a foot and a half
It
above the water.
It does. It doesn't say
Yeah,
do not use.
Yeah, it says
It's-
that you shouldn't use. You
No,
should use
they
with
say.
caution.
You are lying.
Listen, I've read it. It says not very accurate when viewing over long
Yeah.
distances of water.
Yeah. In other words,
it doesn't say don't. It doesn't say don't use. If they didn't want you to use it over water, they'd say that. No, they tell you your accuracy goes down.
exactly.
You're being disingenuous.
So you agree that the black swan image is not reliable.
No.
No, I didn't say that.
Not at all.
that's
Those
what the-
words did not come out of our
Yeah.
mouth, Brenda. Don't put those words in mine.
That's what the calculator says.
Hold up. What I did touch on was accuracy. So
Yeah.
for the purpose of accuracy, I could give you an extra 4 miles to the horizon, and you'd still be 5 miles too far out. So what do you say to that?
It is not a stipulation of the globe model that you can't have.
It is of geometry. Is a sphere a geometric shape?
Yeah.
There you go. There's no way around it. Your model does
No.
say it when it gives the dimensions of said geometrical object.
I agree that in the black swan image, the geometric horizon is in front of the platforms and the apparent horizon is behind them. But there's nothing in the globe
No,
model
you
that
can't
says
see. Listen, you can't see beyond the geometric horizon. That's where it cuts off.
That's
That's
not-
where the geometry cuts off.
that's your straw man. That's not true.
It's not the straw man. It is true, except for your model has instances when it becomes untrue, such as looming, miraging,
It is not
mirroring.
it is not our claim that you can't see beyond.
If
that
it
you
wasn't
can't
your
see beyond
claim,
the-
you wouldn't say mirage. You wouldn't say mirage, bro.
Exactly.
No, that's
It's
not
that
true.
simple.
That's not true.
You wouldn't
It is-
need to say
It's
mirage.
100%
Yes, you would.
true.
There'd be no reason to explain why you see something you
It's-
shouldn't
it's-
be able to see, so you wouldn't be saying mirage and any of that.
It is not
Phantom Magora, none of it.
the globe model does not state that the parent horizon cannot be beyond the geometric horizon.
You don't have a globe model, Brenda.
Yeah, we do.
That's the problem.
Yeah, we
No,
do.
you don't.
It's
Can
a
I get a
sphere-
citation for that scientific globe model?
It's generally a sphere with a radius of 3959.
Well, you're going. There you go. So you give that to me, and now I'm not supposed to apply geometry and line of sight to it.
Now, yeah, the geometric horizon will.
I mean, you wanted me to do differential equations for you, but now you won't accept simple, basic geometry.
I am accepting it. The geometric horizon for this camera for the Black Swan will be what is it? Whatever they say, 2.73 miles.
Well,
That's right.
Here's the example
That's correct.
for the geometric horizon.
That's the correct
Can
math.
Can you see over a hill before you've reached the top of it? No.
Yes,
That's-
if there's refraction, I can. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Listen, I spent my life hunting in the woods and the mountains. I've never seen an elk come over the hill and try to shoot an elk before it was actually there.
Yeah, but that
Ever.
doesn't refute any. Just your anecdote is not scientific.
Well, yours isn't scientific either. You can't show me one instance where in a house behind,
Mr.
where in
Sens-
a house beyond a hill or an object beyond a hill was refracted so a viewer could get a picture of it.
Yeah,
Show me.
Mr. Sensible has a video about it. He shows that you can do exactly that. Mr. Sensible's video shows an object beyond the curve of a spherical object, and then it looms up when he puts he cools
So
it.
YouTube video is your citation.
It's an example. It's an example countermanding what your claim is.
That's your science. That's all you have for science. That's all science can provide.
It's a scientific experiment. Yes, it's a valid
It's so good that you're
scientific
taking us
experiment.
down. It's so good you're taking us down all these paths because we were just slashing and burning your whole entire stupid space monkey priest theory. So keep going.
No, well, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Look, it doesn't bother me if you think that you're destroying my argument. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem if you
That's
think
fine.
you've pwned me or that you've refuted me. It's not
But
a
do
problem.
you think
of
that
mine.
you're doing anything in here?
I'm embarrassing you and making you look like a fool.
Oh, that's really funny. That's absolutely funny.
I
No,
understand.
actually, you're not.
I understand
it's,
that you
it's
think-
really funny that you say that because you're the only one that actually thinks that.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine with me. You let me
I think
live
you're
that
about to
delusion.
cry
If,
because-
That's fine with us that you
Yeah.
think that you are just doing whatever you want to do, but your
Great.
brain is so out there
that's
in
fantastic.
spaceland.
We can,
Spaceland, yeah,
we
there you
can
go.
both have
Spaceland.
our beliefs.
Yeah, doesn't
You-
that just mix?
Right. You are welcome to believe that you are destroying me.
You
and
No, you're
controversize.
welcome to believe whatever you
Yes.
want. We
Yes.
don't believe anymore.
Yes,
we
that's-
know. We know
yes,
things
yes,
that you
all-
don't
all
know
of this.
because you don't want to know. You want to believe, just like you said. You have to trust, right?
Yes, science is based on
Well, I'm
faith.
trusting myself.
Good
No,
for you.
I'm trusting myself. That's me personally. You can't tell me what I'm doing.
Good for
Fuck
you.
off.
Good for you. Go for it. See, I don't have a problem with what you guys believe or anything. I just want to present what I believe and to make my case.
You're not presenting anything that we don't already know. You don't understand
I
that.
don't know if that's true or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
she's
true
got a point.
because we
She's
just
got a
keep
point.
coming
Wait.
back.
Wait, she's got a
It's
point. How
amazing
many
that
of
you
us-
don't even think we're not coming right back.
I mean, she's got a point. I mean, how many of us knew that DNA was made of amino acids?
Or that it's a shoe.
In school?
I will always admit when I'm wrong, and I admitted right away in that very discussion that I was wrong as soon as I was corrected.
I mean, we didn't know that, Brenda.
I
So I
will-
mean, you bring new things to the table.
Yes.
That is for sure. I mean, you bring new things to the table. I'll give you that.
I promise you, on my word, if I am corrected, and I'm certain that the correction is true. I did it with QE when he corrected me about the citation about entropy. I corrected myself. I will always do that. I give you my word.
So the refraction that you're trying to invoke here without any proof has an R value that's 3,995 miles for radius. Prove the radius.
The radius is calculated by many different methods. Mostly by,
I didn't say calculate the radius. I said prove the radius.
Well, it's a measurement.
Show me your measurement of the radius.
You can go
How can you measure it if it's refracted?
That's only under certain conditions. You can eliminate.
So the scientific measurement.
Cherry pick them.
The scientific measurement, the actual scientific measurement.
Only accept the cherry pick.
Of your ball radius. Show us that scientific actual measurement.
You can go to McToon's website /R for radius.
I did not say go to a website. I said show me the exact scientific.
There have been
Show
several
me what's scientifically measured in the actual natural world.
There have been several geodesic expeditions that have mapped the curvature.
Not the answer.
They have mapped the curvature. They have mapped the curvature of the Earth. It's been done multiple times.
That's not a scientific measurement. You're invoking somebody else's testimony. Show me your exact scientific data that shows that radius has ever been measured.
Yes, with geodesic.
You're here on Earth. No, here on Earth.
Geodetic surveys and expeditions have mapped the circumference of the Earth, from which you can derive the radius.
Geo.
And they wrapped it around the sphere afterwards. That's not what I asked. I said, show me the exact scientific measurement on Earth of your curvature.
Geodetic surveys are scientific measurements.
Okay, so show me where they've actually measured that in the real world, and we can be done here. And then
you can go to
$300,000 reward for approving the globe.
Yeah, go. I don't think that bet is probably collectible because it has so many qualifiers in it. Nobody would ever be able to meet.
Yeah, because you actually have to measure the globe.
No,
that's why.
Yeah, you could have won in court case. You could have actually presented that in court and got.
No, I don't think so because you can make something. You can raise the bar so high that no one can ever prove something. So, and that's what a lot of
The funny thing
do.
too is that the guy presented Google Earth in court, and the judge threw it out. Said, "No, that's not proof. That's not legal proof. That's not scientific proof. It's a toy for dumb people like
So
you."
you don't have a citation anywhere. It's never been written in all of your science, in all of history, that radius has never been shown to be true here on Earth.
It's a measurement, and countless people have done it.
It's flat.
Tell me when anybody has measured to the center of the Earth, because that's what a radius is. You've already said that it's calculated.
Yes.
Calculation is not measurement.
Yes, it is.
Show it here on the surface. Show it anywhere. You can't. We see too far. 250 miles to Mount Canahu, infrared. Refraction is out of the picture there.
Mount Canahu was unique.
Impossible on a ball.
Was due to atmospheric conditions that refracted the mountain. And
infrared takes refraction out of the picture. Get it, bud?
So you can measure the radius of a basketball without puncturing the basketball. You just measure its circumference, and then
Did you not hear what I said? There's no refraction in the 250-mile observation of Mount Canahu, 250 miles away. Infrared takes refraction out of it.
Then how come you can't see it again?
Another point, only a sphere,
I rest my case.
only a sphere has a constant radius or anything near if you're on an oblate spheroid or a paroid or whatever, radius doesn't really do any justice whatsoever.
What does that mean? Radius doesn't do any justice.
You can't have a radius to something that isn't spherical, that isn't perfectly spherical.
Yes, you can. Sure, you can.
It would be like a flat radius, but not a spherical.
No, you
one.
can have an approximate radius. So the difference between
Okay.
the difference in the radius of the Earth is only a matter of a few miles. And
Really?
given,
Can you show us that measurement?
and given that it's a percentage of like 24,000 miles in the circumference, then that
No, you
is just a
cannot
few
give us the
miles.
me-
Just a few miles is an extraordinary small amount of degrees of error. Science deals with degrees of error and approximations all the time.
We don't want to hear about your religion.
Only when you're calculating. Only when you're calculating. You keep on conflating measurements with calculations. They're different.
No, they're not, really.
Well, the only
They're
thing
not.
is nobody's been to the center of the Earth, Brenda, to verify the measurement.
You don't
or
have
gone
to-
through
you don't
the
have to
whole
go-
of the diameter of the Earth to get a radius.
You don't have to go to the
That's gonna be a
center
bit
of,
a
you don't
problem.
have to go to the center of a sphere in order to
Yeah, we're on the
calculate it.
surface.
All right.
Yeah,
Can I give an example? Let's say that we are correct, or we'll just take the AE map, and let's say somebody measured the circumference around the equator on what is an AE map. So they haven't even taken the full Earth. They took what is a accepted midway point on it. Then they use that number to figure out a radius to a supposed sphere. You get that? You get what I'm saying? You can calculate whatever you want. It doesn't mean anything unless you can measure it for yourself and find that you're on a ball.
The AE map is obviously false. Is that your
No,
model?
no, no. I'm not saying that that's exactly what you're on. This is a premise. Like, okay, if let's say you do live on a flat plane, just using the AE map as an example, and because people assume that they are on a ball, but they're wrong. They live on a flat plane. Because they assume that they're on a ball, they then circumnavigate at the equator. They measure the distance around the equator, call that a circumference, and then calculate a radius. Does that make the radius correct? Because absolutely not.
I
because-
understand. I understand. So the reason that we think the Earth is a ball is because of other measurements. There are multiple different observations and things that could not be true if the Earth was flat.
From space?
Not necessarily from space, no.
Then show us the measurement here on the surface.
The Eratosthenes experiment.
Of curved water. No, an actual
yes.
measurement of convex water anywhere on Earth. Show us those measurements. Go.
Ships going over the curve. You can see it. Ships go over the curvature of the Earth.
Then you
Well,
zoom
that
back
can
in
be
the entire
explained by
boat back up. You're insane.
Well, you can say
That can be
that.
explained
I
by
don't care.
Well, Brenda, that can be explained by perspective, with the top and bottom halves of your vision merging into a horizon line at your eye level, could it not?
No, that's not how perspective works.
It appears that you have a top and bottom half of vision that merge. by
No, that's not perspective. That's not how vision works.
Really? How does
Really?
vision work then? According to perspective, that appears to be what perspective does, as far as I can tell. But you're saying that perspective does something else?
Perspective is just a way of representing what we see through our eyes on a flat surface. That's what perspective is.
But doesn't stuff above your eye level appear to ramp downward, and stuff below your eye level appear to ramp upward, with the two halves of vision meeting at a horizon line?
That's because objects in your field of vision, as they recede from you, reduce in angular size. Yes.
Yeah, it looks like basically your eye level splits the scene in half, and stuff above your eye level ramps down toward your eye level, but no further. And stuff below your eye level physically ramps up like the train tracks, but no further. This would logically lead to a middle zone at the
Yeah,
horizon
yeah.
line
That's
where
just
things would tend to
yes.
merge and disappear into a line.
Yes, but that's
Is
just
it not?
that's just due to the fact that things get smaller as they get further away from you. Right? You agree that
Yeah, and
things
so
you agree that when
potential.
you agree that when things go further away from you, they get smaller, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
no,
so-
no, no, no. No, I do not agree that. They appear to, but they do not actually get smaller.
Yeah,
well, that's what
exactly.
Yes, of course, that's what I meant.
But I'll
Right,
grant
well,
you
we
that
need to be
concession
specific.
to
I mean,
go
that's
forward
being-
with the
We knew what you were
conversation.
talking about.
Yeah,
we have
that's-
to say it and clarify it.
Apparently we do. Right. So that's
Yeah,
that's just
apparently
all
that's
that's
what
just
it
all
is.
perspective is due to the fact that things get smaller as they recede in the distance.
So they
Exactly.
don't get smaller.
You
It's
know,
an apparent
you don't have
they're
to be
getting smaller,
pedantic.
not physically getting smaller.
You don't have to
And
be.
they get smaller all
You
Dude,
don't.
it's not physically getting smaller though.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have to. It's not a requirement that you have to make that distinction. People can just understand that that's.
No,
what's
no,
being
no, no.
talked-
Yes, it is. What are you talking about?
Why?
It's physically there in its state when it's right next to you. Okay? But it's
I
not
will grant-
ever going into a smaller position when it goes further. It's just you're prospectively getting smaller, as in further distance away. The physical object
Yes.
never changes.
Yes, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
Brent and I had that understanding.
I'm just
and,
saying-
we could just go on from there because there's no
Right.
need to specify that.
I'm just saying that
If there's
no-
any
I'm
sort
just-
of equivocation, I would have addressed it to Brenda.
I'm just
But
saying there's
her
no
and
need-
I understand.
I'm just
Sounds
saying there's
good.
no need. I'm just saying there's no need to be pedantic about this question.
I'm just saying choose your words. Use like say just throw appear to or something like that in there. Like try to be specific because we're trying to be this is a topic where specifics is important. Maybe not so much in this case, but
Not
just
really.
choose your word.
It's not really that
For
important.
the sake of
It is
conversation,
truly-
I just let it go forward because it's not worth addressing. The only time it's worth addressing is if there's some sort of equivocation based off of the context of the way her or I treat it, like it's actually physically getting smaller. If that comes out in the context later, then I'll address it. But otherwise, I'm going to assume that her and I understand what's going on.
Hey, Brenda, if NASA's
Stop the
peanuts,
conversation.
how about you pay for it?
But Brenda, the main thing is the division of your vision into a top and bottom half comes into play when you talk about the object sticking out of the flat plane like a building that is above and below your eye level. The small portion of the object that's below your eye level will tend to vanish due to angular resolution based off of these rules first and appear to disappear bottom first by
No.
these principles alone if
No.
they are consistently applied.
That will never happen. That is not how. The whole building will reduce in angular size as it recedes. The bottom
But that-
field, and the top field will not reduce in size separately.
It's demonstrable on a flat floor inside of your house. If you
No, it's
have
not.
a hallway, yes, it is.
It never happens.
It is.
It never happens.
It always
and it
happens.
Cannot happen.
It always happens. That's the way that
No,
your
no, that's not.
optics
That's not
work,
correct.
yes.
That's wrong.
That is true. It is true. You're
That's
wrong.
why we established those rules, Brenda, to see how it would play out based off of the consistent application of these
So-
rules, where you have to figure out how much of the object is above your eye level and how much of the object is below your eye level.
So
to
so
see how
Lemon,
it would converge.
Lemon, let me steelman your position for you. That you're saying that when I look at, I have a field of view and I have a horizontal that divides the top from the bottom, and I have a building that's on the ground level and extends above the distant horizon, pokes above it. You're saying that the part of that building that is below the midpoint line of my field of view will reduce in size faster than the part that's above that. Is that correct?
Yes, because you're only so high in elevation above the flat plane, and most of your visual field is from your eye level up, where only a small portion of the
Right.
object is from your eye level down.
So you know what
Yes.
steel manning is. That's what I was doing. I present the best, my best understanding of my opponent's argument. Correct?
And
Yeah,
you
cool.
gave an argument
That's
of
cool.
steel based off of what my argument was. Thank you.
Yeah. So I categorically reject that claim because that would require the distant object to physically change size differently based on an observer's point of view, and that never happens.
Well, it appears that the bottom part vanishes first. And if you look at this principle of how much of the object is distributed in the top half of your visual field versus how much is distributed in the bottom part, it appears to offer a fairly satisfactory explanation of how stuff disappears bottom first over a flat plane.
On a flat plane, the bottom part, say in the Sunny's picture right now, it has a building and some trees and railroad tracks. If that is a perfectly flat plane and perfectly flat railroad tracks, those trees will never ever disappear from the bottom up.
It really would depend on how much of that tree is distributed over the top half of your vision,
No.
because if you have like 90% of the object above your eye level and it's really tall and only like 10% of it is from your eye level down, well, that 10% is going to vanish out pretty quickly.
No,
And
I'm,
if you
I'm
want to keep
making.
things symmetrical, well,
Yeah.
then 10%, top and bottom would vanish first, leaving what,
No.
80% to still vanish,
No.
bottom first, further out.
Not only the trees, that will never happen, and not only that, as long as those trees are all the same size, the top of that tree will never ever go below the horizon.
Well, all we have to do is just consistently apply the principle. Take those trees and make them one unit of size. Now double those trees with 2 units of size equal to 2 trees stacked on top of each other. Now add 3, trees to that height. 4, 5, extend it up 100 trees up, above your eye level. Are you telling me that you wouldn't expect that 1 unit to vanish out at the horizon first, leaving the other 99 units to vanish bottom first beyond? I mean, it's a little absurd if you don't think that it's going to vanish out bottom first.
No, I
when
think
you kind of visualize it in that way.
I agree that no matter the height of those trees, they will converge at the horizon, but they will never. The top of the tree will never ever go below the horizon, and the bottoms of the trees will never ever disappear.
So you still have that picture in your head of 100 tree units extending high up into the sky?
Yes, I can do that.
You still have
yes,
it?
I can do that. I can play chess without a board. So yes, I can do these things. Yes.
Okay, so where do you think that those 100 units of trees are going to converge toward? Like, where's this, point
The
where
horizon.
it's going
I mean,
to shrink into? Because
yeah,
with
I
the
agree.
1 unit trees, it appears that you have convergence, at at the halfway point for 1 tree unit. So if you have this 100 unit high tree, where do you think it's going to converge? Do you think it's just going to
To the
converge
horizon.
at the 50, tree units up or something? Or do you think it's still going to converge at that 1 tree unit down toward the ground? Where do you think the convergence is going to occur?
I'm still looking at Sonny's post of the picture of the trees, the railroad tracks, and the house. Yeah, if those trees were 100 units high, it would converge at that horizon to a single dot of whatever that is, whether graphite or charcoal. A single dot. It would converge to that, but it would never go below, not ever. And if
But
it was
it
a
would
real, if it was a
converge.
real scene, you could get a huge telescope and you could zoom in on it forever.
But it would converge at that 1 tree unit down to angular resolution, leaving the other 99 units to disappear bottom
It would
first
always-
beyond and
yes, it
shrink
would
into that.
always
What you
appear
said
that
about the
way.
telescope shows that what you said about the telescope shows you don't know anything about how optics work and aperture or anything. I mean, you wouldn't be able to just see on forever like that with the telescope.
Yes,
no,
you would.
You wouldn't.
Well,
no, you wouldn't.
Yes, yeah.
You don't
yes,
understand optics.
Only on a flat plane could you zoom into it at all. You would never be able to zoom into it on a sphere, period, ever.
On a sphere, the trees would go over the horizon, and so would the train tracks.
And so you would never be able to zoom back in like we do here on this flat plane. We zoom in all the time to things that have disappeared. On your globe, you can't zoom back in.
On the globe,
a hump of Earth curvature.
On the globe, flat earthers zoom into things that are no longer visual with the naked eye, right? And they can see things with the assistance.
We're not on a globe. We're not on a globe. That's why you can zoom into it. We're not on a sphere. Otherwise, you would not be able to zoom into it.
You can zoom.
Otherwise, a hump of Earth curvature would be in the way.
Lenses and zooms work on a globe Earth as well as they do on a flat Earth.
Can you see over a curve?
No, you can't.
Well, the thing is, there's a critical
refraction.
difference, Brenda. On a
Unless
globe,
there's
there would be a
refraction.
hump of Earth curvature in the way. On a flat plane, you would just zoom into a zone of angular resolution that is opening up like a book with less compressed visual angles and less smushed, less compressed light. At least
She's saying she can still zoom in. She's saying it's a globe, and she's saying she can still zoom in on a globe. So can she see over a curve?
No, not unless there's refraction. So if there's no refraction, you can't see over the geometric horizon.
Okay. The main thing is not using refraction as an excuse. So we need to limit the globe model to where it's falsifiable and not have refraction be this go-to excuse for the ball or the flat Earth. We need to have this thing be bound in some way for falsifiability.
Well, you could just understand that
the flat Earth becomes more plausible.
Well, or flat earthers could just, make the effort and understand refraction. So refraction is just a function of atmospheric, of a change in density of the atmosphere, right? And so you can calculate
of a radius. It has a radius in there. Prove the radius. We're back to this again. Prove the radius.
Well, terrestrial refraction does imply a radius, because what it does to explain why we see further than we should on a ball is it makes the ball bigger for terrestrial refraction purposes.
Well,
maybe we need to drop that erroneous assumption and maybe go with something flat.
We can measure the radius using multiple methods. There's multiple ways of measuring the radius. There's different methods that have been used to do that, and then
round and round we go.
Oh, here we go again.
The best way to
your curvature on Earth anywhere. Show us your scientific measurement of curvature. Once again,
that would be the Eratosthenes experiment. Other people have done that multiple
times. I said
a
measurement, not a citation. I said a measurement, an actual
that is a measurement. That is a measurement.
Could Eratosthenes work on a flat plane, Brenda?
No.
Could Eratosthenes work on a flat plane?
No, it could not work on a flat plane. Because
the calculation by your priest.
The calculation would be wrong.
Oh, why is that?
It's hypothetical anyway.
Right, because it takes in the assumption that all of
he assumed the shadow angle would be equal to what? 1/52nd of the Earth's radius?
1/52nd, yes.
So where do you get that number from? How do we know it's 1/52nd?
That's from.
How do we know light's parallel? How do we know the sun's at an infinite distance? How did they actually calculate stadia for a baseline between Alexander and Cyrene? That's in no way a measurement. It's a hypothetical equation.
Well, we don't have to use Eratosthenes.
Based on an assumption.
We don't have to use.
Well, yeah, even Neil deGrasse Tyson, he admits that. I mean,
Well, Eratosthenes, this man believed lasers shot out your eyes, and that's how you see things.
Yeah, we don't have to use the Greeks' methods, but people today have reproduced this.
But it could work on a flat plane. You want to know how?
It could never work.
If you assume, yeah, it could. If you just change his base assumptions. Light's not parallel, it's divergent. The sun's not infinitely far away, it's closer and more local. It would work on a flat plane. Quite a few people in the scientific community have agreed with it.
Being one of them.
Well, I don't want to point out hostile witnesses because they try to walk around the statement and go straight to the hostile witness.
Right.
The rays of light from the sun is not an assumption. It's an observation.
It is an assumption. It
No.
was our assumption back
No.
then.
No, it was not an assumption even back
We
then.
do experience divergent rays, and another
No.
thing, he had
No,
no
we
way to
don't.
calculate accurately high noon at both places.
We do not observe divergence in the rays of light from the sun. We do not.
Crepuscular rays?
Yeah, that's because they're parallel. That's what crepuscular rays are.
Well, that's what you assert. How are you going to prove that?
They're just like train tracks.
No, are you serious, dude? No.
Yes.
In reality, no lines converge, bro.
Right. They just appear to because of perspective. They're just like train tracks appear to converge because of perspective.
Did you actually like learn this, or are you just making this shit up? You just pulled this out of your
Listen, perspective applies to art only.
Train tracks appear to
Not to
converge,
get
but they
Dylan's
don't.
Drawings, it appears that you have to.
No,
follow
they appear
rules.
crepuscular.
Right. That's the same phenomenon. It's the same thing. It's perspective.
I would assume light would converge at its source, but hey.
Well, another thing about vision is it's hard to tell the difference between a 2D representation on, say, a flat sheet of paper that's drawn so well with, shadow and perspective, versus like a 3D object in real life. So that alone appears to imply that we see in planes. Planes of vision that appear to converge.
That is correct.
Which would imply like a flat Earth, maybe.
On Instagram, I follow a number of people. What's called only realism or something like that. And there's people with just a pencil or a pen or with paint draw images that are almost indistinguishable from photographs. So yes, you can represent the real world on a flat piece of paper and make it look real. Yes, you can. You can do that.
Yeah, so it appears to imply that we see in planes of vision that converge with taller objects being indistinguishable from more inclined higher planes that have a bit of a steeper incline toward the horizon and past the horizon. So it appears that we see in even symmetrical planes, where even symmetrical planes up and down from our eye level converge at the horizon, with anything taller converging beyond.
I don't think that's how human vision works. I don't think so. I don't think we see in planes. I don't think that's true.
Well, perhaps we need to look into this artistic perspective and see how
right there in plain view.
I just I remember the name of it. It's on Instagram. It's called Only Realism. You should follow it. It's amazing the shit that people can do with just a pencil, or they do it with a stick of charcoal and an eraser and a piece of wool to blend things. It's just I love that stuff. But it's 12:30 at night, and I'm going to go. I think that this was a better conversation. I don't know why John is always so angry. He's an angry man. Maybe Mommy removed him from the teat too soon or something.
Let's not talk about him. He's not here.
It could be, but